Hey guys, Mike here from Lunch Money Comics. I'm just over the Massachusetts border in Enfield, Connecticut at the awesome East of the River comic book show. There's over 50 vendors from the entire New England area. You can usually find some great deals. Let's go get some. Hey guys, how you doing? Good. Hey Tim. All right. We have Enterprise Comics. We got J&S Comics. Hey. Hey. How you doing? I gotta stop. So my plan for today is to not spend too much money. I don't want to get a million books. I just want to get a couple of good things to make a video, add to my collection, and save some money for the bigger shows at the end of the summer. Well, yeah. Okay. Here's the coordinator, Scott. Scott, how you doing? How's it going? Good. All the books and big stuff. Wow.
So the mother made them take care because it was a person from a family member. Wow. You know? Yeah.
Because I started buying them in 64, 65 when I was like 4 or 5.
Aubrey, I don't know how to do this. Payments. Share your link.
You get a lot more stuff, huh? Wow, that's a lot of signatures, huh?
Yeah, I think the Music Experiment pretty much has every single person who did anything in that book signed it.
That's cool. And I'm here with Kit from Amazing Comics. What's up, Kit? And I need an upgrade for this because I have a tear on my only copy. So, didn't want to buy a lot of books today, but I'm always in the market for upgrade X-Men books, right?
Can't go wrong with Days of Future Past.
No, my favorite storyline. It's funny how they all have that little color error, right?
Yeah, they've got that little yellow on all of them.
Yeah. James, there we go. Wow, that's sharp too.
I need it, bro. Oh, just see what I just got.
No, let me see.
High on my list for this year. Maybe not this high grade. Whoa, cool. On my list.
They sit in like a...
That's funny. Yeah, so these are old D&D stuff, which you know I love. Oh man, I have this game. I actually have this game in my house right now. Classic.
I have no idea. So I couldn't. That was that's what I did. I didn't like have only art. So it's like I wasn't interested.
Oh, that's cool. Cool. So evidently they have this divided over 2 floors. So I just saw the first floor. Now I'm going down to the basement. There we go. There we go. How's it going? Oh man, I have some friends I already spot down here. Come on, bud.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing? All right, so I'm here with Josh from Buzz Comics, good friend of mine. What else? What's the goodies?
Yes.
I need that candy. Dude, this is a box of gum.
It's not all comic books.
So she's cleaning up. I'm not paying attention. So the end of the day, I'm walking around. I go, hey boys.
Hey, what's going on? Recently traded mine.
You traded yours?
That's always a cool cover.
We have the Boba Fett one too.
I saw that over there, yeah.
We actually sold another copy of it earlier. 3-issue prestige format series.
Okay, I want to see you again anyway. I usually come here all the time.
Yeah.
I was like,
We're clearing inventory.
Clear an inventory of Sasquatch comics. Fill up a box for 25 bucks. 25 bucks? Come on. That's great. Totally fine.
Let's get it going.
First, Fire Lord. It's a book on my list.
Yeah, these are all like as is. Dollar books that way. Or it's, dollar books or 12 bucks for $10.
Oh.
Yeah, you left and came back to buy more.
Bummer.
He wanted to put it in the museum. Oh yeah. And he wasn't allowed to do that unless, but it couldn't be nothing. So it couldn't be part of a regular exhibit. You couldn't have an exhibit just to show it. So there could be a separate entrance before that. It could be there, but it could be part of a regular museum. It couldn't be there for more than X months in a row. Like yeah, it was like there was like a list. So you do. So that's why I know when the museums they would have to figure out how to get it in. They always how can I get it in and sure on the wall, drive around and build the wall. And be there. I got to do that every single day. That's why you better we sold that for
Looks detached. Yep. Bummer.
Then he does.
Cool. Both first prints. Yeah. All sorts of new stuff from Buzz Comics here. Newsy. Sweet. Stuff, man.
I busted out some PC stuff.
You busted out PC stuff.
Sorry. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, it's it's not detached or anything, but yeah, both of them are a little. Put 150, but probably like $100 maybe. Probably what I should put.
All right, guys. I'm here with my buddy Josh from Buzz Comics, comic book seller and barbecue and beer aficionado. You know, I've been looking for a first print 423 for a while, and he's given me an incredible deal on this. So, Josh, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Awesome. All right, guys, that was an awesome show. I definitely kept my budget, got some fantastic books at some ludicrously good prices. But there is an insane thunderstorm coming through. I need to get home before I get stuck in it. See you guys back at the house. If I make it, show you everything I got. So there you go. That was the East of the River comic book show in Enfield, Connecticut. It's run by a great guy named Scott, and it comes to town 1 or 2 times a year on the last Sunday of the month, which would normally bring it into conflict with the monthly CliffCon comic show that I always love going to. But basically when this happens, CliffCon takes a break. But because of that, you have a lot of the same vendors, not only from Connecticut, but from New England in general. The difference is this is a bigger venue. You saw there were 2 different floors and there was something like 50 different vendors there. And I say this all the time, guys, these smaller comic shows, you can still get some pretty fantastic deals. I was trying to stay on budget and I got 3 awesome comic books at a really great price. It also really helps when you know a lot of these same vendors, and several of them I would consider friends. So I got some pretty great deals. So before I show you these amazing books, you guys know the drill. If you like this sort of stuff, head on down, hit that like button, and you can follow me on Instagram under Lunch Money Comics IG. So the first thing I picked up that I want to share with you actually is not a comic book. I say it all the time, I'm into a lot more things than just comics. I also collect a lot of board games, and I'm really into Dungeons and Dragons. And I love picking up the old retro D&D stuff because it reminds me of being a kid. there was a vendor there who had boxes of the stuff. And although there was a ton of stuff I wanted, there was only one thing I couldn't live without. And listen, guys, I know this is a comic collecting channel, but a lot of people who are into comic books are into these same sort of things. So hopefully some of you out there appreciate me showing you this. It actually has a pretty cool story attached. What I got was this. This is the original 1978 adventure, Tomb of Horrors. It's actually the very first special module. See right there, S1. And this was developed by Gary Gygax, who was the inventor of Dungeons and Dragons. And basically he made this because he had a lot of players back in the day who I guess were cocky. They thought there was no adventure or module you could throw at them that they couldn't easily beat. So Gary basically said, hold my beer, and made the hardest dungeon of all time. Basically full of death traps. It's fairly notorious in D&D lore. It's been reprinted in every edition. I played it several times, and yeah, it's sort of unfairly mean and difficult. But it has not only a cool place in D&D history, but also pop culture. Any of you that have read the novel Ready Player One, not the movie, if you've read the novel, the characters in that actually have to go into a virtual Tomb of Horrors to get one of the keys. They swapped it out for the movie to make it far more like action-packed, whatever. But still, pretty cool. If you read that book, this is featured in there. And this is in pretty good shape. It actually has both books. Whoa, we see one falling out there. One of them is the module itself. The other one is all the art that's in it. That's pretty cool. And the reason I got this is not only for nostalgia reasons, but because these can be worth quite a bit of money. I actually got this for $20, and I think it's worth more than that, especially with the fact that it's complete. So that was the first thing I got. Hopefully some of you appreciated that, and thank the rest of you for indulging me for a second and show you the other types of things that I like to pick up at these shows. You can find anything at these shows, right? So the first comic book that I want to show you, I got from J&S Collectibles, one of the biggest comic book dealers in New England. They're based out of Connecticut, and because of that, they go to all the local shows in New England. They also branch out and do some of the other ones on the Eastern Seaboard. They are proudly veteran owned, and I love stopping by their booth at all these shows because they have amazing books. I mean, it's just great eye candy. They always have things that I'm really interested in. As a matter of fact, they were the very first, vendor that I stopped at, and they had a book that was very high on my list, which was Journey into Mystery number 114, first appearance of Absorbing Man. I really wanted this book. I knew I could get it for a great price, but because they were my first stop, I like to, walk around, do my rounds, see if I can find, really good deals. So I put it back with all the intentions in the world to go back and get it. Well, after schmoozing and talking with all these people for a couple hours, by the time I got back there, of course it was gone. They had sold it. That's okay. I went through my want list, and they had another book that has been very high on that list. And it was this. This is Daredevil number 111 from 1974. Art by Bob Brown, written by Steve Gerber. And this is the first appearance of the Silver Samurai. Yeah, the Silver Samurai is a very cool character. He is a longtime X-Men villain, but mostly known as a Wolverine villain. He is the son of a Japanese crime lord, and he is a mutant. He has the ability to infuse his katana with, I think they say it's tachyons. Those of you that watch Star Trek may recognize that word. But yeah, basically he infuses it with tachyons, which he can cut through anything with it. Almost like a lightsaber, although I don't think it cuts through adamantium. And he's mostly known for his really cool, shiny silver armor with the rising sun of Japan on the front. You see here in his first appearance, he's not wearing that armor at all. It's sort of weird. It's sort of like bluish with a orange crest. He would quickly soon thereafter change to his iconic look. And because I collect the first appearances of X-Men and their villains, I've wanted this for a while. Hey, bonus, it's also in a Daredevil comic. I love Daredevil. And this is a cool one too. We not only get Black Widow in it, we also get Shanna the She-Devil. So I thought that was pretty neat. So I've wanted this book for a long time, guys. They sold it to me for $15, which I think is a fantastic deal. It's a pretty, it's a mid-grade. I think they're calling it like a 4.5, 5.0, somewhere around there. I think it presents better than that. But still, guys, very happy to pick up this book. First Silver Samurai, awesome. Okay, this next book is pretty great. This is actually almost an afterthought. At the very end of the show, I picked this one up. I got it from James at Brickhouse Comics. I recently did a video where I went down there for his big sale. And this is an incredibly iconic cover, guys. I've wanted it for a while. I had to get it. Yeah, it is this. This is the Amazing Spider-Man number 100 from 1971. This, of course, is a milestone 100th issue. It's written by Stan Lee. The pencils are by Gil Kane, but the cover is, of course, by the legendary John Romita. For my buck, the best Spider-Man artist of all time. Just a very iconic cover showing Spider-Man, the wall crawler right there, and all the faces of all the people, in his life, his villains and loved ones, all behind them. This reminds me a lot of that famous Neil Adams Dead Man cover. It's great. It's absolutely fantastic. Everyone knows this book. It's very iconic. And this is definitely a mid-grade copy, although it definitely presents good, right? There are a few color breaks, which are kind of hidden mostly because of the black and white background. There is one that's on Spider-Man's leg, which is a little unfortunate. It could definitely use a press, which I'm definitely going to swing it over to my buddy Jeff at Comic Spa. I think it'll clean up quite nicely. But this is one of those books, guys, you throw it on your shelf somewhere. It just always looks great. I'm super happy to pick it up. Originally had it priced at $80. He sold it to me for $60, which I think is a pretty fair price considering the grade of this. So thank you, James. A very cool book. Happy to add it to my collection. But it's this last book, which is probably the deal of the day. Another very iconic cover. I got it from my good friend Josh from Buzz Comics. He's appeared on my channel in the past many times because he runs all the brewery shows in New England that I love so much. Really great guy. He actually got 2 copies of this book, and recently he got them for a great price. So when I mentioned I was interested in them, he said he'd give me a great deal. Honestly, guys, he almost gave me too good of a deal. What book am I talking about? You saw it in the footage. It is this. This is Batman number 423, and this is one of those books that's key significance is purely the cover. This is a very iconic stylized Batman cover by Todd McFarlane himself. But let's forget Todd for a second. Look at the other people that worked in this book. We have Jim Starlin was the writer. We have pencils by Dave Cockrum. It was inked by Mike DiCarlo. So 4 really famous comic creators worked in this book. But of course, it's the cover that everybody wants. This is the first printing. You can tell if you look down in the box in the corner where the barcode usually goes. If it's a direct edition, if you see Batman's cowl, you know it's a first edition. I have owned the second edition before. If it's a later edition, it says something like DC Comics are for everyone. But you can tell real quick, guys, it is a first edition right there. And yeah, I did have that second edition one a long time ago. You know, it was pretty beat up. I think I traded it away. So I've been wanting to replace it for a while. And here's the thing, you know, he had these priced at, you know, over $100 each. You know, they're in pretty good shape. It definitely needs a press, which I'm definitely going to swing it over to my friend Jeff to do that. But yeah, he still had them priced over $100. He sold this to me for $60. That is honestly a little too good. I told him the next time I found, you know, a really good deal or a honey hole or something like that, or a good book that I know he wants, I'd swing it over to him. He definitely hooked me up, guys. Josh, you're a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you so much for giving me this book for such a great price. Happy to add to my collection. I got to find a spot for it up on the shelf because this is one of those books, guys, you definitely want to show up. So that is it. I only got 3 comic books at this show, and the grand total I spent for all of them was $135. To be clear, I think this one's worth about $135 itself. So I think I got a fantastic deal, guys. Like I always say, go to these smaller shows. You can definitely find some bargains there. Absolutely. So that's it. Head on down to the comments. Let me know what you think of all my pickups, which one you like the best, and do you think I paid a great price? And in the meantime, keep hunting for comic books in strange and unusual places. Always support your local comic book shows. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.